Hello, everyone. Welcome to the BB Dub Youth Chat Series. This is another episode on how to cope with stress, anxiety, and negativity. I'm your host, Justin Martinez, and with me today are two very incredible and inspiring men. Mykel Gayent is here to help me today, and Eric Dory is also here to contribute and help us out today. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm doing fine myself.
Right on, right on. Thanks for being here, you guys. I'm really excited to talk about this topic on how to cope with stress, anxiety, and negativity. And first of all, I just want to open the door and kind of tell you what that means to me and how I combat that a little bit. Um, this whole year has been stressful, really. 2020 has been real stressful. Life gets stressful, and there's a lot of negativity floating around, and it could bring up a lot of anxiety for me. And, I'm applying to grad school at the moment right now, too. So that has its own rigors throughout that process, on top of just being a man that I'm trying to develop into a man that I admire. Constantly working on myself, developing myself, and putting pressure on myself. There's a lot of things that I try to do to combat that anxiety. And one of those things is jumping into the ocean and getting into the cold water. I can kid you not, if you try a cold shower or jumping into the cold water when you're stressed out, when you're feeling anxious or negative, it immediately relieves and alleviates that stress. And I feel rebirthed. I feel reborn when I come back out of the cold water, and my body feels rejuvenated. And it's a very, very healthy coping mechanism that I practice to combat my arthritis, my inflammation, my stress, and anxiety. Another thing that I do like to do is to exercise. Immediately when I'm feeling stressed out or like I need to cope with negativity, I hit the floor for push-ups. I hit the floor and I immediately get my rate of vibration up so that my blood can start flowing and suppressing all of that stress and anxiety and negativity. So those are just some ways that I like to combat it. There are different ways for everyone, and I would really love to hear your insight. Mykel, I know you've had some lived experience, with this topic. What are your thoughts on how to combat stress, anxiety, and negativity?
Well, these are oftentimes environmental as well as situational.
Hmm.
And for me, over the years, I used to react negatively because I didn't understand what was going on with me. But I've since learned about what it means for me to be anxious and stressed. I've learned how I have reacted in the past, and I've looked to eliminate those negative outcomes,
Hmm.
so that I can move on. And it's something that I've learned about myself now is just simply take time out to identify the feeling that I'm having, and think about where I'm at, what I'm doing, and just to decide what method I'm going to use. A lot of times I find that my two favorite things are breathing, um, meditating,
Hmm.
as well as listening to music. And again, the music I choose depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing. Like if I'm driving, I
Hmm.
like to listen to a lot of jazz. Because sometimes even the slowest jazz, I like upbeat music, but sometimes even the slowest jazz will just rein me in.
Right.
Um, so sometimes I need to just get out that angst, and I'll listen to something like gangster rap. I grew up on that, NWA.
Right.
I'll just sing with them, and I'll get all that energy out. And I feel when I come back, when I'm done, I can actually breathe and relax. So exercise is definitely good to take. If you do some cardio, even if it's not but 5 minutes. Drinking water or humor. Find something humorous. funny videos, comedy albums, a comedy show, anything,
Right.
something that'll keep you laughing. That stress just melts away.
Absolutely. You brought me back to that my 8 Mile days when I used to want to be Eminem and dress up like Eminem, and I knew every rap in the movie, and I would just practice it in the mirror, and I would pretend that I'm gonna be Eminem one day, and I still do that. I still do that. When the camera's not rolling, I'm a huge Eminem fan.
Oh yeah.
You brought me back right now, but
Oh yeah.
for that incredible insight too. And young man Eric Dory, I'm really excited to get to know you more, man. Introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit of your thoughts, your feelings on this topic as well.
My name's Eric Dory. I'm in 8th grade. I live in Los Angeles, California. And how I deal with stress and anxiety is I often take 10 to 15 minutes just to be with myself, sit on a mat, maybe catch my breath, debrief before I rest or stop what I'm doing for the day. And it just helps me center back to calm, and it really helps me relieve my stress because I feel like it's very healthy for me to take time in my day to it's healthy for everyone to take time in their day to just go get back to themselves, you know what I mean?
Right.
I often listen to music, jazz, classical, and it just helps me center back to, calm.
Yeah.